Good. It keeps doing that thing where it jumps up and
then it cuts out. Yeah. So it's OBS. Two. Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we're working on a couple of technical difficulties here, just for audio, we'll keep on working. Now we've got the shot. So again, thank you for joining us on Next Level Broadcasting tonight. Eric Huffman, Jared Stamen, Jessica Elkhorn giving you the camera shots you're going to love to see all night tonight. As we get ready, just finishing with the national anthem, getting ready for the starting lineups.
Now to introduce tonight's starting lineups, starting with our visitors from Traverse City, St. Francis.
First, we'll do the Gladiators of Traverse City, St. Francis.
Number 5, Mikey Bauman.
Mikey Bauman, a freshman, started off for the Glads.
At forward, senior number 13, George Harenga.
At forward, a senior, number 13, George Haringa. Junior, number 2, Jake Bixby. Next for the Glads. Also a junior, Reef Wickern. Rounding out the starting lineup for St. Francis is number 4, Lewis Ryan. And now for your home team, Raiders. Number 12, Jason McNamara. Let's start off the lineup for Charlevoix tonight.
At center, sophomore number 11, Peter Yanchulis.
Peter Yanchulis at center for the Raiders.
At guard, senior number 1, Ian Moran.
Ian Moran.
At guard, sophomore number 21, Talon Jacobs.
Next up, sophomore Talon Jacobs. Going to get a lot of time on varsity this year.
Senior number 23, Joe Gaffney.
And last but certainly not least, number 23, Joe Gaffney, rounding out the starters for Charlevoix tonight, going without Carter Greenacre, as we hear he's nursing an ankle injury. Hopefully he can get checked out and get a quick road to recovery and get back out on the court soon, as that is a major loss coming off of 33 points, Jared, from their last game. I believe it was against Benzie Central.
Yeah, he sure is a difference maker for that team. But, you know, the Gladiators are missing a guy, too. They've, in that invitational we were at last weekend, Mason Holliser hurt his left shoulder, I believe, and he was in a sling and not suiting up tonight. So just, you know, maybe not the same impact as a little bit deeper for those Gladiators, but, you know, some injuries playing early factors for both these teams.
Charlevoix coming in at 1-2. St. Francis at 2-1. Both have played Benzie Central. Charlevoix losing by 4 just the other night, while St. Francis won by 11. But still, not too much of a gap. I know Charlevoix's game was the second game of a back-to-back, so you never know. And the tip-off is up, and away we go. And going to get tipped out of bounds. Let's see what hand touched it last. Officials will give it to, looks like he's going to give it to St. Francis. I guess we'll wait and see. Maybe they'll re-tip it. Looks like we'll meet her back at the center and throw her up once again.
Yeah,
Maybe not. Nope. They'll make the decision, give it to St. Francis, and away we go.
all righty. See what these Glads got on offense, Eric.
Yeah, I'd be curious because it really takes a dynamic out for Charlevoix with Greenacre out. So be curious to see both ends of the court what Charlevoix will throw at the Glads. The drive up the middle by Bauman, no good. Rebound by the Raiders. Ian Moran going to take it up the right side. Continuous dribble, get up the top of the key, get it to Gaffney, and they'll set up the offense. Quick out to the right side to Jacobs. Over to the left for McNamara. Ian Moran with it once again. Trying to get into the paint. Gets in the center, a little left-handed scoop up, and no good off a St. Francis Gladiator. It'll stay Raider ball.
Oh, wow. I think they got a little bit lucky with that call from my angle there, but
Yeah.
a little bit of a tough shot there by Ian Moran. I'd like to see him pass it instead of, you know, throwing up a
Yeah, you usually get that
left-handed
defense to
layup.
collapse. There should be somebody open to kick it out to. Gaffney on a wheel route, not going to be there. They will get it inside, though. Get it to Yanchulis. Kicks it out to Ian Moran. He thought about a three, going to hold it down, get it to Talon Jacobs about the free throw line. Jacobs going to power up strong with the left hand, no good. Rebound to the Glads, headed the other way.
Yeah, Talon Jacobs going to have to pick up some of the slack with Greenacre out.
Bixby down low, going to kick it out to the three, up to the top of the key for Wickern. Next to Haringa. He's going to drive in and then kick it out to the corner for Bauman.
Ooh.
Looks like I wonder if he stepped out of bounds possibly over there.
Yeah, I didn't hear a whistle.
As I have a slight delay on my phone so I can check out what's going on, I'm going to say he probably just traveled. He wasn't even anywhere close to the sideline.
Well, Charlevoix will sure take that.
Little show full court man-to-man for St. Francis right now. Jacobs will take the inbound, get it to Moran, get some good spacing going. Moran's going to wave his teammates away, saying he can take it himself. Gets double teamed just past half court in danger area. Gets it to Jacobs where he settles down, and the Raiders will set up the offense. Nice steal up at the top by Wickern. Going to go up strong, easy two, and the scoring is underway for St. Francis.
Yeah, Wickern had a really good invitational. He picked up the slack after Holscher went out, and doesn't seem like he's really missed a step from last weekend.
Ian Moran going to get it by one guy. Good rotation help by St. Francis. Slows down Charlevoix, and once they get across half court, McNamara takes it down to the right side, gets it to Jacobs. little contact over the top of the key. Usually he'd shoot that 3 if he can back off like that. I'd be curious to see if he comes back to that later on. He'll just let that go. Moran off the pass of McNamara. Nice dump down low. Tried to get it to McNamara. Good sure hands by the Glads. Going to knock it away, and then we'll head the other way. Quick up the sidelines to Bixby. Almost careful. You got to be careful with it. Almost like he was carrying it, but another nice take by Bixby, and he got 2 baskets up in the paint area. So you're going to have to collapse on that defense and get them to kick it out, make it shoot proof from the outside.
And the thing is, those Gladiators can definitely shoot it from the outside. You know, they got that 2-3-4 combo with Bixby, Wickern, and Ryan. You know, any 3 of those guys can get hot at any time and get a couple threes in rhythm.
Jacobs gets to Moran, gets it to Gaffney, and the Raiders will reset. 5:30 to go in the first period. 4-0, St. Francis. A little tie up there in the sideline. And see, I believe we're going to get a foul. Jason McNamara will get his first foul tonight.
Yeah, just the offense has really been, you know, they're really missing Greenacre. You know, he's really does it all for that team.
And when you get anybody to drive, you know, he's just setting up out there waiting for that kick out for a 3-pointer as well.
Yeah, and, you know, he, as you mentioned earlier to me, you know, he's also a ball handler for them, which is something early on I can feel they're missing.
Yeah, many phases of the game that go away when he's not playing. Down low for St. Francis, the shot right from the block is no good. Ian Moran will bring it up for Charlevoix. Gaffney will set the offense, going to set up for a 3. Let's go, it's good. 3-pointer, Joe Gaffney. First points of the night for Charlevoix, 4-3. St. Francis leads.
Yeah, we saw him hit some good threes in that opening game.
Yeah, that Ellsworth
quarter.
game. That third period, the 2 he hit in the third period really sparked the offense that night. 3-pointer from the corner for St. Francis, no good. That was Wickern on the attempt. Talon Jacobs bring it up for Charlevoix. Looks like we'll get a foul on the floor before Jacobs goes up for the shot. So it should be out of bounds underneath.
Yeah, Talon Jacobs, you know, he very talented. He had a pretty good first game that we saw, but definitely going to have to pick up even more of that slack with his sophomore running mate out for presumably a couple weeks.
Absolutely. First foul on Bauman, and Jacobs, like Greenacre, was a fourth-quarter player last year. Didn't play as much on the varsity as Greenacre did, but still got some quality minutes, which helped getting towards a tournament time, and now obviously taking the helm of being a starter this year. McNamara in the corner, out to Moran. Moran drives to the left side, gets double team, kicks it out back to McNamara. He drives into the paint, left-handed floater, no good. Rebound to the Glads. Quick left side to Bixby for 3 is up, no good. Tie up underneath, be a jump ball, and should be going the Charlevoix way this time.
Ooh, well, there's Will Sutton. He's kind of taken over my heart in that invitational.
Okay.
He is just a pure rebounder and defender. Doesn't necessarily, you know, strike a lot of fear in the defense from the offensive perspective, but when it comes to getting those rebounds, there's really no one else I'd like than number 10.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see, too, with St. Francis doing this. Just this man-to-man pressure, full court, if it'll wear Charlevoix down as the game goes on. Good steal by St. Francis. They've got 3 lanes filled. Point guard going to stop right at the free throw line where he should. Finds a man underneath. It looks like we're going to get a foul, probably on Peter Yanchulis.
Yeah, Yanchulis, you know, one thing I'd like to see from him right there is, you know, he did it a little bit in the second half of that first game, is be more aggressive. You know, he's got a lot of the height matchup, and he's honestly pretty good in the post. But
you know, what was it, 9 points in the first half, and then they scored 41 or so in the second half? Yeah, Yanchulis and McNamara really started being a force underneath in that second half of the Ellsworth game.
Yeah, I'd like to see them start doing this with a little bit of a smaller lineup in the Gladiators.
Yep. Bixby on the right wing. Kick it over to the left to Wickern. Driving in the paint. 3-pointer is up and good by Lewis Ryan.
I knew they weren't going to be dry for too much longer. They had too many open looks.
Yeah, you know, and Ryan's one of those. He hits a couple. He could go all night long just hitting those. Steal by Ryan, and another 3 up by him, just off the front iron, barely off the hands of Ian Moran. Oh, nope, we're going to say off a Gladiator. It'll be Charlevoix ball.
I could give a bit of a break there for the Raiders.
Isaac Beck's going to check in, give McNamara a break. Jacobs brings it past half court. Raiders will set up a little over 3 minutes to go in the first period. Yanchulis, top of the key. Gets it to Moran. Assessing what's going on. Gets it out to Bentz. Bentz on the left side looks to drive, kick it out to Talon Jacobs. Ian Chulis gets it up at the elbow, up strong move, and looks like we're going to get an and one. And again, like you said, Jared, and like we were talking about from the Ellsworth game, you know, in the first half of that game, he was looking more to pass. In the second half, he's looking more to do what he just did. Go up strong and at least get a foul out of it, and now we're going to get an and one.
Yeah, very, very nice there by Ian Chulis, you know. Bit of a, you know, trend with these centers trying to learn how to pass. You know, Jokic kind of made it cool to be a passing center and be a playmaker, but for Jan Chulis, sometimes you just got to keep it simple and just you got to match up under there and go up, look for the foul, and yeah, you might be shooting at the line, getting that three-point play.
There you go. Just like he said, the three-point free throw is good, and we're headed the other way. 7-6, Glad's lead, 2:53 to go in the first. Ryan going to kick it over to the right side to Voss. Going to drive and look to score. Rebound back to Voss. He kicks it out. Three-pointer up. It hits a couple parts of the rim from Ryan and no good. Rebound to Talon Jacobs, and we're going the other way. Imran setting up. Deflected by Ryan. Good job by Ian Chulis to get on the floor. Looks like a jump ball, but it's going to go back to Traverse City St. Francis.
You know, one thing on defense I've noticed for the Raiders is they're really, really jumpy. You know, the pump fake has been really getting them, and they're setting themselves up to have Traverse City just shoot a lot of easy points from that free throw line. You know, a lot of those NBA players have made it cool now to, you know, seek contact, maybe not actually make a shot, but seek contact while you're shooting there to get the free throws.
Sutton had it. Gets it to Young. Over to Wickern. Ryan at the top of the key. Drives and then kicks it out to Young, who's going to drive, dumps it off to Sutton, where he's going to at least get the foul out of it, and he'll shoot a pair.
Yeah, actually good discipline there by Talon Jacobs. You know, a lot of they've been jumping right there, very disciplined. Didn't jump for the ball and made him force it to Will Sutton, who's, you know, not necessarily the offensive number one on this squad, and making him shoot free throws. So overall, decent defensive possession for the Raiders.
First of a pair for Will Sutton. First one off the front. We'll have to see. You know, I usually talk to Shane Smith in games like this about, you know, feet focus and follow through, especially at the free throw line. So let's see. You know, it's early in the game. Is he using his legs, and is he coming up, extending, and following through? You know.
Well, free throws are one of those shots, Eric, right? You watch them on TV and go, how do these guys always miss these? And then once you try to line up and do it, you're like, oh, maybe it's not so easy.
Second one off the back, too much on the correction. He gets the rebound, though, and up. So third attempt, no good. Rebound to the Raiders, and Joe Gaffney's got a half court. Good hustle by Gaffney. Steal by St. Francis, and the layup is good by Reef Wickern. Wasn't sure if you're going to get some contact and get a foul there. They're going to let him play right there.
Yeah, they definitely. Yeah, I was going to say, they're letting these guys play, Eric.
There you go. It's almost kind of the same thing. Finally, a little contact more higher up. So finally, they're going to give him that. They'll give him that one.
Yeah, and Wickern was looking for his third steal in this first quarter.
Well, again, if they're going to let him play like that, obviously we're going to test the waters, so to speak, and see what we can get away with.
Yeah, Wickern being the aggressor for these Gladiators early on. And there's three.
Yeah, Wickern with the steal off the inbounds pass. Voss going to take it to the right side, wait for his teammates to come down, and gets it out to Ryan, where Ryan will spin and look to drive and get a shot off. Right near the paint, no good. Rebound, McNamara, and he'll bring it up the court.
Skylar Bleck just played.
Ooh, you got to be careful of that. Now you've got Voss. McNamara's got to be careful, and maybe the teammates or the coach will talk to him. You got to be careful because Voss is kind of in his bag right now, wanting to get steals, and so he's looking to anticipate passes like that. So you've got to be sure that he's open before you throw that pass, because Wickern's looking to get some steals tonight.
Yeah, that's actually the third foul on Voss, I believe.
We're going to get a offensive foul on Joe Gaffney.
Actually, excuse me, I think that was actually the first foul on Voss. I
Yeah,
had it flipped on the
Yep, you had a
screen.
reverse there. I was looking at my score sheet going, was I missed that much already? Bauman's got the ball. 40 seconds left to go in the first period. Kicks it out to the corner for Wicker and for 3. It's good.
What a first quarter by Wicker.
Yeah, 7 points this quarter for Wicker, and 7 out of the 12 Gladiator points from Wicker.
And 3 steals along with those 7 points.
Nice kick out over the side. A wide open shot for 3 is up. No good. Missed just about everything. Rebound headed the other way for St. Francis. Quick drive to Voss and a kick out. Bauman looking to drive. He'll kick it out to Young. His shot is up. Tipped around. Rebound to St. Francis. 4-3. Looking to get a shot off before the buzzer. Shot is up. Falls no good, and then that'll do it for the first period. After 1 period to play, the score, Traverse City St. Francis 12 and Charlevoix Raiders 6. We will take a break and be back in just a minute for the second period. You are watching high school basketball on Next Level Broadcasting. We'll be back in just a minute. Stay tuned.
Located in Charlevoix, Michigan, is Martin Concrete, where they specialize in residential concrete construction, providing high-quality concrete work and guaranteeing customer satisfaction. They're proud to serve Charlevoix and the surrounding areas. No job is too big or too small for Martin Concrete, with services ranging from concrete slabs, footings, driveways, retaining walls, and much more. There's nothing that Martin Concrete can't do regarding concrete. That's Martin Concrete, online at martinconcretecharlevoix.com, or give them a call at 231-838-9610.
And we're back. Welcome to Charlevoix High School, home of the Raiders. Boys varsity action tonight with us. Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators 12-6. The Glads currently getting ready for the start of the second period. Anything interesting from that first period, Jared?
Well, I just got to give all the credit to Reef Wicker, and he came out on a mission. You know, you mentioned the 7 points, 4 of those 7 coming off of the 3 steals he has, and he's just playing a great two-way game so far and giving a lot of trouble to these Raiders.
Yeah, we'll see how much his aggressiveness goes throughout the game as we get into the second period. Charlevoix with the ball. McNamara have it in the corner. Joe Gaffney will take it. Sheds off a couple of hand checks and gets it over to Ian Moran. Drive to the elbow to McNamara. Back over to the corner to Bentz. Bentz turn and throw it up off the left hand, and he's going to get an and one. Nice spin move and finish with the left hand.
Yeah, you know, we mentioned with Greenacre out, someone's really got to take the reins and be the aggressor. And you know, this is his first baskets, but I've noticed that Bentz has been the aggressor, and he's finally getting paid off trying to get that three-point play.
Hear the coaches down below giving instructions while they're waiting for the ball to come out. Free throw is good by Bentz. 12-9, St. Francis. Lance Voss will bring it up for the Glads. Charlevoix looking like a little bit of a 2-3 zone right now. You got to be careful on the backside on that zone. You get up too high, you're going to have backside cuts and give up easy buckets. You got to make sure Bentz isn't over-rotating up to the top. Yes, you want to get that steal, but don't over-rotate and leave a guy open down low. Bixby looking to get to somebody. He's going to try to kick it out. He does. He gets it to Ryan. Ryan tries to spin, loses the handle, saves it, and gets it to Voss on the wing.
This is the best I've seen this Raider defense look so far.
Yeah, you know, again, with the 2-3 zone, you know, typically you're talking, 70% of your shots are made within the paint area, 15, 18 feet or whatnot. 30% typically within the three-point area. So you're trying to take that 70% away and make them prove it from the 30. The bad thing is you get some three-point shooting teams that they love to just shoot the 3. But that's when I love to. Nice block by McNamara on the drive. It'll stay Gladiator basketball. But what I like to do with that is I'll go to what's called a point slide. It almost looks like a 3-2, but you're taking your most athletic person and putting them on the point up top. So then that spreads your 2 other guards to take care of the wings. then as the ball moves, that person up top is moving with the ball, and they actually end up down on the block playing and fronting the man down low. And a lot of times you can get steals from that top guy quickly getting down low because they think that guy on the block is going to be open, and he's just flying in front of them to get that steal or knock it out of bounds. Going to foul on the inbounds pass.
Raiders foul on number 1, Ian Moran.
Ian Moran on a reaching, holding something.
Yeah, I'm not really sure exactly what they called.
I don't know if he was letting him get open or something for the pass, possibly. Drive on the baseline by Bauman. Blocked.
Was that McNamara again?
Checking in for the Raiders, number 11, Peter Yanchulis.
Peter Yanchulis going to check back in. Give Isaac Bentz a break. Get Yeoman's minute from Isaac Bentz there. Start the game. Ryan's three, no good.
They finally got the shot they wanted. It just
nice,
was
quick
no good.
outlet. Nice way to run the floor for Charlevoix, and a nice easy basket by McNamara. His first points of the night.
Yeah, McNamara had 2 blocks on that last defense possession, then going in for the 2 points of himself.
Three-pointer up by Wicker, no good. Rebound to Jacobs. Tipped on the outlet. St. Francis will steal it back. Good, strong move, and after a victory lap, it's 2 points for George Herringa.
Yeah, that ball thought about not staying down.
Yep, you keep your heads up. You've got Raiders leaking down the floor open again. Something to look out for. If the Glads are going to cheat up and look to get steals, they're going to leave people open down low. Another steal by St. Francis. Bixby going to hold just enough to get that shot off, and 2 points for Bixby.
Yeah, it's really been the St. Francis defense that has led to a lot of their points. They're getting looks on offense, but they just haven't been able to shoot at a high percentage.
Yeah, and that's my one worry is that the full court pressure, will it wear Charlevoix down as the game goes on? And we have yet to see. Jacobs double teamed up in the top corner, gets it to Gaffney. We're swinging over to Ian Moran. Moran going to drive the paint, and you're probably going to get a foul on Lewis Ryan. I was waiting to see what number that was going to be called on. It was called from the far guy. Nice inbounds to McNamara for another easy 2 for him.
Yeah, all these baskets that have come from the other team have just been kind of
nice
blown
screen on
coverages.
nice screen on the one side to get him open on the other. Yeah, nice fake by Ryan, and a finish going up strong.
Yeah, Jan Chula is good in the paint, but when you get on the perimeter, he is very jumpy.
You got to watch their waist. The ball can go all over the place, but their waist ain't really going anywhere. So if you keep an eye on that, more than likely you're not going to go for a fake or some type of jab step, because they really like to offer that ball out there and make you move to it. Jacobs with a three-pointer up, no good. Rebound. Bixby going to hang on to it, keep possession, and bring it up for St. Francis. Quickly down to the corner, and thought Bauman's possibly going to put up a strong shot. He tried to do a backside pass, gets knocked out of bounds. It'll stay their ball.
Yeah, Jan Chulis did a good job guarding that paint. He was not going to let anyone get anything easy there.
Bixby on the inbounds. Gets a screen, doesn't see the roll coming off of that. Gets it to Wickern. Wickern looking to see if he can drive. Ryan going to do the same thing. Gets in the paint and goes up strong. Looks like we're going to get a foul on the floor.
These refs aren't giving them any of those shots right before they shoot. They're calling.
No, and you had the start of the game where you had you thought you were going to let them play a little bit. Now you got to look out. You've got Joe Gaffney with 2 fouls for Charlevoix, Mikey Bauman with 2 for St. Francis, and then you've got like 3 or 4 other players that have a foul each right now on each team. Shot for the Gladiators is no good. They will get the rebound and keep it. Sutton brings it up to the top. 3-point attempt up by Wicker, no good. Rebound to Gaffney. He's got his head up. Yanchulis thought he was open, but he had people next to him. Good job by Gaffney to keep possession of the ball, bring it down. Ian Moran and set up the offense.
There's that pressure by the Glads again. Almost get another steal.
Gaffney gets it to Jacobs. Trying to filter through the paint. Looks like we might get a hold. 23 put the hammer down.
St. Francis foul on number 23, Jack
You know, one thing
First foul for Jack Young, my bad. Go ahead.
it's all good. One thing I noticed, Eric, was, I noticed this invitational as well, is St. Francis doesn't have an issue getting guys open. It's just they're a really streaky shooting team. They'll either get, 5 threes out of, 8 to 9 shots or, 2 and out of 12.
Well, at that invitational, they were just jacking up threes till no end in that first game that we saw.
Yeah.
Steal by Ryan. He's got no one in front of him. Decides to take off early. I think he was worried about the defense catching up to him. Ian Chulas, good job keeping his body away and knocking the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, these bigs, McNamara and Jan Chulas for the Raiders, I think they've combined for about 4 to 5 blocks so far.
Wickern in the corner. Up top to Young. Gets it to Ryan. Back to Wickern. Middle of the paint. Floater is up. Offensive foul. Way to set your feet, young man. Good job by Sky Blecky to get that offensive foul heading the other way. We used to do a drill when I coached. We had a bubble that we put on the lid, and it was all about rebounding. But I always had one rule in there because you got scoring by rebounds. But I always told somebody if you took an offensive foul, it was worth 5 points.
Oh. It reminds me of Marcus Smart. He's one of my all-time favorite players of all time, and known for getting those charges.
Spence will get it to Moran. Call a jump ball possession to go to St. Francis.
And this defense has been really
Yeah, they're like in their face. They got right into Blecky's face and put hands on there, and it was a quick whistle. Voss with it. Gets it to Young. Over to Wickern. Up to Ryan. Thought about the 3. Back out to Voss. Voss will drive. Looks to kick it out. Ryan fakes and then looks to kick out too. And we'll get a travel called on Lewis Ryan, a Raider ball.
Yeah, this defense for the Traverse City, we've mentioned it, they're all in their face, but it's really been the only way they've been able to get points, getting the steals or just getting them out into transition. Their offense has really been stagnant. This Raiders defense from the second quarter has been lights out.
Steal by Wickern and 2 points for him. Nobody really looking for Charlevoix. You had Bentz out of bounds, didn't really slap the ball, so they didn't even know that the play was supposed to start. So everybody's just kind of standing around there, not really understanding that the play had started. So then you rush to pass and get the turnover, and then you got another turnover here at the end. And your offensive end, Gladiators going the other way again.
Yeah, as Wickern gets subbed out for Bixby, I believe he's got 4 steals now, Eric. He's going for that.
And it seems like we're talking more, St. Francis, but yet it's 20-13, and we had a Charlevoix team that was down by way more than that to Ellsworth about a week ago. So still a lot of basketball to be played. These two have played a common opponent already this year in the young season. Good job by McNamara. Show and then recover. Good job by him on a low man on a 2-3 zone. Nice job by McNamara with a steal, too. Careful with the off arm. Blecky with the ball. Gets it out to Moran. Bentz with it. Up to McNamara. Over to Blecky. Back up to Bentz. Bentz is going to drive up in the paint. And we'll get another. We had one McCullough travel. We'll give it a jump ball. It'll stay Raider ball.
Yeah, between McNamara and Yanchulas, they are the defensive minds on that team.
Yep.
They've got multiple blocks. And they got a charge. They're just making it life really hard for this Gladiators offense. They just got to see if maybe they can get a little bit more times in the paint. We saw Jan Chulis have that early and one. I know they'd like to start to get him going a bit more in this game.
Blecky gets it on the inbounds. Moran will take it up at the top. Brady Horgan gets it to McNamara. Down in the quarter to Bentz. Moran will have it up at the top again. Looking for McNamara underneath on the drive. Good job by St. Francis cutting in front. Get the steal. Ryan's got it down and going the other way. Up strong by Ryan. No good. Ryan will still get the rebound, though. Just out-jumped everyone else for that ball. 3-pointer up by Jake Bixby is good. 7 points for Bixby on the night so far. McNamara gets across half court. Ooh. Yep, you had a wide open Bentz. Yeah, it's just a communication thing and a timing thing. Yes, the right idea to maybe go because you had the room, but getting just down the court, he's probably just looking to get a pass off with the defender right there.
Yeah, well, and that's, as you said, the defender right there. It's just Traverse City is just, the St. Francis, they're just throwing off their timing big time.
45 seconds to go. St. Francis with a 10-point lead. Charlevoix is still in this 2-3 zone right now. You know if St. Francis is happy with a 10-point lead, let's just work it for the last shot, or do we want to just keep going and let's just play the game? Because you get a 4-stack against the 2-3 zone on the left side. Yeah. Bixby has up the top of the key. Inside to Sutton, back out to Bixby from just about the elbow. Tipped around. Raider basketball out of bounds. 18.4 to go in the half.
Yeah, as you mentioned, are they happy with that 10-point lead? I would say no, Eric. I think, just from a viewer perspective so far in this game, I'm surprised they're not up a little bit more. They've had a lot of open shots, and Charlevoix just on offense cannot get anything going.
Yeah, the tank ain't empty. Put the hammer down. Gaffney with the ball. Gaffney gets it across half court, gets it to Talon Jacobs on the right wing. Bounce with it, 2-1. Gaffney with a shot up, not sure if it was tipped or not, but it falls no good. And so that'll do it for the first half of play here at Charlevoix High School. The score, Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators 23 and Charlevoix Raiders 13. Stick around when we come back after these commercial breaks. We'll have our halftime show, talk about the first half, and see if we can't figure out what each team can do in the second half to pull out this victory tonight. We'll do that in a few minutes. You are watching high school basketball on Next Level Broadcasting, simulcast on nextlevelbroadcasting.net. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Stay tuned.
Hey, Dad, brought you some popcorn. You should relax. You worked so hard for us.
What happened?
It's a little fender bender, but Mom already filed a claim with our agent, and we can track the status right from the app. Auto owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense. Well played.
Ask Bingham Insurance Services in Charlevoix if auto owners make sense for you.
Charlevoix State Bank was founded in 1994 to provide exceptional local service to our northern Michigan community. With 6 locations in Charlevoix, East Jordan, Boyne City, Ellsworth, and Beaver Island, we're here to make banking easy right here in your neck of the woods with people you know. Charlevoix State Bank believes in the positive lessons of high school athletics and is a proud sponsor of tonight's game.
Life gives us enough to deal with, like doing your taxes, hosting in-laws.
Oh, you're still trying to do the beard thing, huh?
And of course, filing an insurance claim. But luckily, auto owners makes it easy. They pay what they owe without any hassle. That's simple human sense.
Ask Bingham Insurance Services in Charlevoix if auto owners make sense for you.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport, TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
With unique gifts, home accessories, wedding items, and so much more, the Lake House on Bridge Street offers so many things to make your home or even your visit to Charlevoix that much more special. When you want beautiful items that reflect Charlevoix the beautiful, stop in or visit them online at thelakehouseCharlevoix.com for your own keepsake and your own personal memory of Charlevoix.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
I got one for you, boss.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, what's black, white, and dented all over?
I give up.
The company truck? Yeah, it's bad.
But thanks to our agent, we've already submitted the claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Lucky for you, that's simple human sense.
Ask Bingham Insurance Services in Charlevoix if auto owners make sense for you.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Next Level Broadcasting, Eric Huffman, Jared Stamen, and Jessica Alcorn bringing you the action tonight. Currently halftime, Traverse City leading Charlevoix 23-13. Again, thank you for joining us. Get through quick scores for both teams. For St. Francis, Jake Bixby with 7, Reef Wickern with 9, Lewis Ryan with 5, and George Herringa with 2 to round out the scoring for St. Francis. For Charlevoix, Isaac Bentz with 3, Peter Yanchulis with 3, Jason McNamara with 4, and Joe Gaffney with 1 3-pointer so far tonight to round up the scoring for the Charlevoix Raiders. And Jared, as I bring you in, you were kind of curious as to what we're going to see tonight, especially once we saw that Carter Greenacre is not going to play tonight, which takes away a lot of the firepower for Charlevoix, but yet not too bad of an effort tonight, just being down 10 points.
Yeah, I definitely would say the score is shocking, especially even watching this game. There's definitely one team that you're seeing looks better. Yeah, it's a 10-point game. It's still very close. I think we have a lot of credit to the bigs. They've really taken a good stop on defense. I think they've got 4 to 5 blocks. That's Peter Yanchulis and Jason McNamara. They've been that heart and soul on defense, but on the offensive ball, no one's really taken over and tried to be that guy. I've seen a little bit of effort by number 3, Benz, but other than that, it's just been Traverse City defense. I mean, it is smothering.
Well, again, it's just relentless, and it's not like they're looking to trap. They will trap. What they do is they'll show you at man-to-man, and then depending on how you move the ball, if you've got a guy close to you with a defender, if that defender's close, sometimes they'll roll that defender off and double team from there. But they're not looking to necessarily double team. It just depends on how the ball comes up the court. But they're just looking to wear you down, which they'll be curious to see what happens with Charlevoix in the second half with this relentless pressure from Gladiators.
One good thing for the Raiders is, that first game we watched, Eric, they had 9 points in the first half, and no one took charge on offense, and then they put up about 40 points in the second half. So, they're trying to see if they can do that again, and I really do believe that this team's they've got the heart, and they're fighters. I know Greenacre is a big, as we've mentioned many times, we probably will still mention the loss of him. He had 33 points the other night. I mean, you don't hear a lot of high school sophomores on a varsity team dropping 33 points in the third game of the season.
Yeah, exactly,
so,
right.
Definitely a big loss. But, they still got a talented sophomore in Talon Jacobs. And I think that someone's going to pick up the slack. And, they're still not out of the locker room yet. So coach is definitely giving them a nice heartfelt speech. And I think we're going to have ourselves a pretty competitive second half. I think they're going to cut this lead down and give the Glads a good run for their money.
Nice. There's some top 25 action in college basketball going on right now. Jared had to make sure he showed me a score. Number 2, Michigan, currently 55-23 over Villanova. And Villanova coming in at 7-1 on the evening, too. Looks like it's not going to be no more after tonight. Currently at halftime, number 10, BYU, down 21 to unranked Clemson. So I'll be curious to see what the second half does for those teams. Number 24, Virginia, up 41-24. Over Maryland Eastern Shores. Cupcake City, you call that?
Cupcake City.
And, right now, number 13, Illinois, just took a 6-5 lead over Ohio State. Illinois 7-2, Ohio State 7-1. And last out of the top 25 tonight, number 18, Florida, going to take on number 5, UConn, right around the time this game gets over. Real quick before we move on, I'd like to thank one of our sponsors, Bingham Insurance. Running a small business can be risky, but one thing you can't leave to chance is your insurance coverage. Bingham Insurance want to help you keep you covered from the unexpected from happening. That's Bingham Insurance Company representing Auto Owners Insurance. So I'll be curious to see Charlevoix taking care of the pressure, a little more continuity on offense. and just patience bringing the ball down the court. And, you had pretty much right around the half court, between half court and the three-point line of Charlevoix's offense where a lot of those steals happen.
Yes, they were early
So
on.
it's basically coming down the court, and when they're trying to set up their offense, and the Glad's just not trying to give them a chance to get anything going. So if you can get that settled down and start getting some of your plays going on offense, you should be okay. And we'll be getting down to just a couple minutes to go before halftime. I think we'll just want to keep it right here, Jared, or you know what? Let's take one more commercial break before we get for the tip of the second half. We've got some bills to pay. We got to make sure we get all that stuff taken care of. So we'll take one more break and we'll come back just before the tip of the second half. You're watching Next Level Broadcasting, simulcast on nextlevelbroadcasting.net. We'll be right back in just a minute. Stay tuned.
With unique gifts, home accessories, wedding items, and so much more. The Lake House on Bridge Street offers so many things to make your home or even your visit to Charlevoix that much more special. When you want beautiful items that reflect Charlevoix the beautiful, stop in or visit them online at thelakehousecharlevoix.com for your own keepsake and your own personal memory of Charlevoix.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Welcome back to Charlevoix High School. Jared and I were just talking during a commercial break, about the Michigan team. Kind of the way they've been beating people kind of reminds me of the old UNLV days when they were putting up about 100 points every day, just about back in the days of Greg Anthony, Larry Johnson, and that crew. Coach started keying in the towel and whatnot. So yeah, time winding down here. We're getting ready to start for the start of the second period here real quick. Try to thank one more sponsor. During the time of mergers, acquisitions, and name changes, the founders of Charlevoix State Bank saw a need for a truly local bank focused on our community and strong customer relationships. Those values continue to drive us today as we support high school athletics through our support of tonight's game. That's Charlevoix State Bank.
Eric, I kind of gave what I might think happened. Do you think we're going to see more of the same, or Raiders going to cut into this lead?
Well, I'm curious to see any adjustments that Charlevoix would make. If I'm St. Francis, I don't want to show any more than I need to with a lead right now unless I need to change things up. So I'm probably just going to run what I've run so far. Ryan down in the corner, back up to Bixby. Three-pointer is up. No good. Rebound offling in Chulis's hands. McNamara had it for a second. Keeps it, and we'll get a jump ball, and we'll go the other way.
That's the refs are finally taking a little bit longer to call some jump balls. Early on, they were calling them real quick.
The touch jump ball, right? Gaffney looking inbounds. Oh, he had Jacobs in the corner. I think he was worried about a double team after it. Yep. Jacobs gets to Moran. Oh, just out of the outstretched hands of Ian Chulis and not able to save a good opportunity for an easy bucket for Charlevoix. Just didn't come to fruition that time.
Yeah, just more of the same of Russian passes, getting thrown off the rhythm, and just turn the ball right back over.
Wickern will cross half court for St. Francis. Bixby on the left wing. Ryan had it, got it to Wickern, back to Bixby. Wickern on the right wing. Bixby up at the top, over to Ryan. Wickern going to put his three-pointer up off the front iron, off the hands of McNamara. Bixby will save it, gets it out to the right wing, and we're going to get a drive in. Another missed bucket by St. Francis, and a putback by Mikey Bauman off his missed shot for two.
Yeah, good job following your shot after Bauman, and gave yourself an extra 2 points.
Yeah, his first two of the night. Again, shot goes up, finds your man, put a body on him, then go get the ball. Then a lot of times you're not going to get the same player getting that rebound in a putback. Yeah. And we always like to, the easy thing is to turn around and watch the ball like it's a pretty butterfly in the air.
You got to snatch it out the air.
And then, you know, me, I'm not going to win any jumping contests, so I got to put a body on somebody. Jacobs on the drive with the left hand. Nice take by him for 2 points.
I believe, are those his first points of the night, Eric?
I believe that is. Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah, I definitely like to see him get going in the second half.
Yeah, he's one you got to have to see. Ref is down in the corner. He's smiling it off. He shakes it off. He's okay. Little red face, but we'll move on. Three-pointer up in the corner by Wicker, no good. Rebound to Yanchulis over to Gaffney, and he'll bring it up.
Yeah, good job securing the rebound. Him and McNamara having a little bit of trouble doing that, but starting to get it now as the game's gone on.
Talon Jacobs going to take it to the paint, kick it out to Moran. He'll throw up a free three, misses everything into the unsure hands of Peter Yanchulis. He grabs and kicks out to Gaffney for his three-pointer off the rim. Nice hustle rebound by Jacobs. He'll go up and he'll shoot a pair. There you've got the Charlevoix Raiders in the paint being the aggressors and doing more work inside and going to shoot a couple.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about that, but they really didn't do that much in the first half just because the defensive effort, they couldn't get to the paint. And starting to get to their spots now and already seeing a lot more better offensive rhythm from this Raiders squad. Definitely a different team in the second half so far.
Yeah, they need to do those halftime whiteboard talks at the start of the game. Maybe.
Yeah, no kidding.
So pregame, let's just go in and start shouting at them, you know?
Yeah. You know, Troshak's just got to pretend they're down points and say, guys, we're down. Come back.
Jacobs on the second free throw. Yanchulis with a rebound. His putback is no good. Looks like, yeah, off a Glad. It'll stay Charlevoix ball.
Heck of an effort there by Jan Chulas. Even if he doesn't always get both hands securely on that, he's always there.
Yanchulis gets the inbounds pass. Looking to find somebody. He's still got his dribble. There he goes. Oh. Yeah, I picked up his dribble and just tried to. You get into no man's land, and sometimes when you're not in your comfortable position, you get things like that happen. Turnover to St. Francis.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him just keep backing up. He's got the size and strength.
Well, and that's what he did during the Ellsworth game, too. He finally had that, had to just start backing people down and go up strong. Sutton with the ball. He gets it over to Voss. Up to the top. Shot is up by Haringa for two. Talon Jacobs on the quick inbounds. Gets it across half court. St. Francis hustles to get back, and we'll set up the offense. Ooh, good job. I thought he was going to try that skip pass to McNamara. Would have been stolen. Gets it to Gaffney. Gaffney waves away the traffic, and we get an offense going. Yanchulis to Jacobs. Nice crossover. See if he can't go up strong with a nice finish. Ooh, nice take, just not enough to get over the rim. Yanchulis not quite able to save it, and it'll be Gladiator basketball.
Yeah, Talon Jacobs definitely being a lot more aggressive in this third quarter, and definitely like to see him. You know, we said when they needed a spark on offense, and he's trying to make one himself.
Lance Voss will start it for St. Francis. To Haringa. To Ryan. Out to the left of Bixby. Down in the corner for Sutton. Into Boss. Out to Haringa. Out to Bixby. He drives. Shot fake off the glass and good. 2 points for Jake Bixby. Jake Bixby is first two of the second half.
Yeah, good job getting Jan Chulis up in the air and just waiting for him to jump and hitting the easy layup.
Jacobs quickly hits Moran in the corner. Three-pointer no good. Rebound to Ryan. And we're going to get a reaching foul on Jason McNamara. A little too aggressive after the rebound was taken. And you don't need, once they got the rebound, no need to foul 200 feet away from the basket.
Nope, just kind of mental error right there.
For the inbound, yeah, inadvertent whistle, but Coach Tro had called timeout for the inbound, so we'll get a timeout Charlevoix, and we'll just keep it right here. Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport is your gateway to northern Michigan, and now is the time to fly TVC. TVC Airport will will also get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. To plan your next getaway, visit tvcairport.com. I know a couple people just got home from flying TVC gone for a couple weeks or so. Mr. Charles Strail and Miss Jessica Elkhorn, who's running the shots for us tonight. Nice little vacation on them. They always take TVC just like we do, so we appreciate them.
Yeah, when you're up in northern Michigan, it's, gosh, I used to travel for one of my old jobs, Eric, and I'll tell you, I've flown in many airports over, not very old, but over my few years, and TVC is definitely up there and one of my favorite ones of all time. Nice and easy.
Yeah, absolutely. Jared, from the moment you walk into the lake house, the essence of easy living and life on the water shines through. They offer unique gifts, including home accessories, furry friend items. Their assortment of gifts and home decor is perfect for your home, cottage, or boat. Come visit the lake house to commemorate your visit to one of Michigan's premier resort destinations. They're located at 403 Bridge Street, or visit them online at thelakehousecharlevoix.com. Oh, I hate doing my own read.
Well, did you not write it yourself?
No, yeah, maybe. St. Francis starts the offense. Ryan up on the right wing. He shoots a three. Good. Almost like it was designed. Three-pointer for Lewis Ryan. His first points of the second half. Jacobs has that on the left side. Yeah, just St. Francis. They're just relentless, wanting to be in your shorts all night long. Nice, tough take by Talon Jacobs with a nice left-handed finish. Yes, he's left-handed, but I love to call nice left-handed finishes anyway.
Well, yeah, and for Talon Jacobs, the Charlevoix 5-0 points, or 5 points they've scored have all been through Jacobs. So nice to see him starting to take some assertiveness on offense.
Yeah, you see you got that 2-3 zone with what St. Francis have been trying to do with a lot of their drive, that 2-3 zone. As soon as they start driving, you've got your helper there to collapse on it, so they have nothing to do but pass it back out and try to move it somewhere else. Nice steal by Jacobs. They tried to skip pass down in the corner to Gaffney, to Ian Moran, back to Jacobs. And they'll look to set something up. Oh, quick steal, try to get to McNamara. Ryan's going to take it, keep possession. Skip pass out to Bixby. He's going to float it off the glass in a nice, easy two with the kiss.
Yeah, nice shot there by Bixby. Just, you said, just kissing it right off the glass.
Whoa, gotta be careful there. McNamara gets it across half court. Talon Jacobs with the ball. Yeah, Yanchulis posting up. Yeah, a little displacement call probably on Will Sutton. Yeah, Yanchulis setting up, trying to get that ball down there, and you had Will Sutton just kind of hip checking him from underneath. Not allowed to do that.
No, that would be a foul.
Patrick McClure going to check in for the first time tonight for Charlevoix. Ian Moran on the inbounds. Skip past Isaac Bentz. Back to Jacobs. Out to Blecky. Down to Jacobs in the corner. Blecky filters through. You get to Ian Moran up at the top. Looking to drive. Nothing going there. Got to be careful on the skip pass. St. Francis looking for the skip passes. Jacobs trying to find someone. Takes it to the left side baseline. Scoop with the right hand. No good on the reverse. And looks like we're going to Gladiator foul.
Well, Talon Jacobs is really just trying to put the whole team on his back, Eric, and he's doing a pretty good job. I thought he was going to hit that, for him, opposite hand reverse.
Well, I mean, people have to be, you've got players that need to be assertive, and they really graduated a lot of great senior leadership. And so who are the assertive players and the ones that are going to take over leadership, assistant coaching roles, so to speak? And I've always said you don't have to be young to be good or young to be one of those type of people. Sometimes you're just that guy. And who's to say it could be Talon Jacobs? The last game I saw, Carter Greenacre did a lot of talking. Obviously not playing tonight. Ian Moran surveying. He's going to drive up the left hand. Tough take. He's going to get a foul. He's got it's about three Glads coming up trying to stop him. Let's see which one they're going to give it to. Going to give it to Voss. It'll be Voss's third foul.
You know, speaking of some of the leaders, I know you said some of the youth can be leaders, but, you know, Ian Moran is some guy in that first game I saw take leadership.
Absolutely. And Ian looking for his first points of the night, too.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, you know, might not be the best offensive player of all time on their team, but he definitely brings energy. He pretty much never gets subbed out. You see one on the field pretty much the whole game, Eric.
Well, my glue guy, Mr. Everything, whatever, graduated last year, Ryan Pearl. And so if you're going to find somebody that can do a little bit of everything this from last year to this year, it would be Ian Moran.
And does a good job knocking both those down.
Joe Gaffney going to check back in. Give Ian Moran hopefully a short break after those two made free throws.
Yeah, I bet it's just the end of the quarter.
Probably, yep. $14-point lead for St. Francis, 1:19 to go in the third. Nice job by Charlevoix. Get a steal, get it out to Gaffney. He'll get possession and bring it across half court. Isaac Bentz gets it down to Horrigan. Up strong. Just a little short. Nice attempt by him. Off the left side. Ooh, wasn't sure if that was going to be travel there by Wickern, but nonetheless, we're going to get a foul on the drive by Sutton.
Oh, speaking of Will Sutton, that was a great defensive effort on that last try, not fouling on that layup attempt and getting the ball back to his team and then drawing the foul.
Yeah, well, put Patrick McClure in the books now. That's his first foul of the night. Inbounds to Sutton. Up to Young. Over to Bauman. Nice floater by Ryan.
You know, I've seen a fair amount of basketball games. My brother was an AAU player, and I got to say, Lewis Ryan's got one of the prettiest shots I've seen.
That was just, the way he hung with that falling back. Nice release. Oh, was trying to get Bentz on the cut coming into the paint. Tried to get it. We had one official pointed St. Francis way, and overruled. It'll stay Raider basketball.
Definitely looked like it was off of Wickern.
Shout out Mr. Shane Smith, our buddy, checking in from GVSU tonight. Thank you, Mr. Smith, for watching tonight. We appreciate you, buddy. Steal for the Glads. Take on a left side by Mikey Bauman. It'll get him at least 2 free throws.
Yeah, you know, Shane would love to be up here, Eric, but he's got finals going on right now. So we're wishing him luck, and I'm sure
that's right. We appreciate you, buddy.
You know, former Raider alumni. I'm sure a lot of these young guys are hoping that, you know, they'll be taking their exams next year, you know, for this graduating class.
You know, Shane Smith, I normally would call the voice of the Raiders. You know, he does basically he had done all their football games, and I did so many Raider basketball games with him last year. You know, just long-standing person with Charlevoix Athletics. Free throw good. Oh, and not paying attention. Quick steal by Ryan, and another off the glass for 2 for Lewis Ryan. That's just one of those. You got to make sure you're paying attention. You have your head up. Just don't expect them to be open. Bentz just trying to get it down the court. That'll end the third period. So after 3 periods of play, Traverse City St. Francis 39 and Charlevoix Raiders 20. You're looking for concrete work done right? Then look no further than Charlevoix's very own Martin Concrete. Concrete patios, footings, foundations, and so much more. But don't just take our word for it. See for yourself by visiting their website online at martinconcretecharlevoix.com. They are your concrete specialists. 39-20, Glads lead the Raiders. So we can't get another update on line. You'll go through college basketball again here real quick. Michigan up 67-35 now over Villanova.
Awesome.
Clemson still leads BYU by 12. Virginia against Sisters of the Poor, still up by 14. And number 13, Illinois, up 6 on Ohio State. Florida and UConn still to come about 9 o'clock.
Yeah, Ohio State's they're a very good team. At least I think you said they're 7-1 right now. They're one of those teams in the Big Ten. They usually don't reach that top 25, but get a lot of upsets. And, you know, I don't necessarily love those Buckeyes, but I'll give credit where credit's due.
What do you think of the reveal of the college football playoff? Specifically, let's just quickly talk Notre Dame. Should they be in or should they not be in, and then who should be out?
You know, I think realistically, JMU should be out for Notre Dame, but Notre Dame had 2 matchups, high-ranked matchups at the start of the season, and they lost them both. And when you're in a non-conference, you got to win those games. That's all I got to say.
Start of the 4th here in Charlevoix. St. Francis will start. Lewis Ryan from the left wing for 3, and it's good.
Again, beautiful shot.
There we go. My pen wasn't working. Here we go. All right, Ian Moran going to bring it up the court for Charlevoix. Gets it across half court. Floater over the top. Tried to get it to Bentz. Must have stepped out of bounds. It'll be St. Francis basketball. 15 points for Reef Wickern on the night so far.
Yeah, Wickern kind of was that first half guard, and then Ryan started to pick it up and kind of be that second half player for the Glads.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because Wickern had 9 in the first half. Nice jump stop by Ryan. Almost gets that bucket to fall. Goes out of bounds. Charlevoix basketball.
Yeah, you can tell he's starting to feel himself in this game. I mean, they've got a very nice 22-point lead here, but I think he wants more. As you said, thanks not empty.
Yeah, playing with confidence. Imorano got it to McNamara. Down on the quarter to Bentz. Cross court to Joe Gaffney. 3-pointer up by Gaffney. Ooh, hits a couple parts of the rim off the glass. Rebound to Charlevoix, but taken away by St. Francis. Reef Wickern going to dump it off, and the drive up by Will Sutton, no good. Rebound to Sutton, kicks it out to Bauman, and he'll get it on the arm and shoot a pair.
Yeah, Bauman must not be feeling very confident in that 3-point shot because he about had that whole half court to himself.
Second foul on Ianchulis. Looking to get trying to get a update from nice game in St. Mary's tonight. Galen St. Mary's and East Jordan. Right, was East Jordan they're playing tonight? Is that correct?
East Jordan and Mansalona.
Oh, Mansalona is East Jordan. That's right. Bel Air is playing in St. Mary's
Bel Air
tonight.
and the Snowbirds.
That's right. That's always a nice matchup.
Yeah, we had the girls last night.
Yeah, Jared and I were over at St. Mary's to watch first game of the girls' season. Galen St. Mary's in Harbor Springs. St. Mary's pulling out the victory. Nice pass down low by Bixby to Ryan for an easy 2. Gaffney with it, gets to E. Moran. Moran will dribble it up. Still a lot of pressure from St. Francis. Gaffney with it, finds McNamara down, and nice job with the left hand with the finish. 2 points for McNamara. Quickly down the court for St. Francis. Bixby looking to kick it out to Ryan. Knocked out of bounds by McNamara. It will stay here with the Glads.
Entering the game for the Raiders, number 20, Brody Horgan.
You know, one player I see on Charlevoix that just I see a lot of potential, but not a lot of execution, or maybe just a little bit of scaredness, is Jan Chules. I mean, he's got to be a little bit more disciplined on the jump and just be more confident under the rim, because when he does take those shots, he shoots at a pretty good clip.
Yes, he's one of those young, it's a part of the youth movement here for Charlevoix. So, as he keeps playing at this level, his confidence will grow. But just to see his growth in just that first game that we saw, it goes to show that he's got the tools. He's just
sure
got
does.
to put the time in. It'll all come together.
Yeah, and like you said, only a sophomore, so a lot of time to still
Nice,
develop.
tough take by Bentz. Almost gets it to fall, but he'll at least shoot a couple.
Yeah, first I thought that was going to fall, and Rim had other ideas.
Jake Bixby, the foul. Charlevoix, his first. Looks like we're going to start looking at, let's see, about 5:30 to go. First attempt, no good, as you're going to get not quite a wholesale change for Traverse City. We're going to get 3 of them coming in.
Well, we talk about the youth movement for Charlevoix, and it's kind of interesting. They've got no juniors on their squad, only sophomores and seniors.
Yep. We had to hold off for a second as St. Francis, although with a big lead, still had 6 players on the court.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to only be 5.
It's all right. They caught it. We'll reset, and we'll shoot again. Second attempt off the rim and the glass. Rebound to St. Francis. Voss will bring it up the right side. Kick it down to Wickern. Back up to Voss. Down in a corner for a three. It is up, and it's good. Three-pointer for Oliver Hayes coming off the bench. First points of the night, and a three-pointer from the corner.
Yeah, those three-pointers weren't falling in the first half, and it's definitely been a different story in the second.
Got to be careful of those cross-court passes under the basket, especially on the other end of the court. Going to get a foul on Wickern, about 80 feet away from the basket. It'll be his third.
You know, one thing about Wickern I mentioned to you is in the Invitational, he rolled his ankle pretty good, was out for a good chunk of the game, ended up playing the rest. Didn't know if he was how he was going to look tonight, and, well, I'd have no idea if I didn't see it live, Eric. He looks fresh and ready to go.
Gaffney had gotten it down the court. A couple ball movements by the Raiders, and a nice power move by Jared's favorite player, Peter Ianchulis. 2 points for him.
Yeah, he's just got to be confident, because when he's under there, he shoots it very, very well.
And the confidence will grow. Bixby going to drive, kick it out to the wing, back up the top to Voss. Over to the left side for Hayes, as I tried to look at the wrong page. Shot goes up by Bixby, rebound by Wickern. Kick it out to Herringa, and travel by St. Francis.
You know, at this point in the game, likely the comeback's off the table. So you're just trying to get some executed plays and, you know, just end this game with some momentum, because that third quarter did not go the way you wanted.
Jacobs gets the inbound, gets it across half court, over the top to Brody Horgan. Down low to Ianchulis, up again with the left hand, and he's going to shoot a pair.
And, you know, maybe that's what Coach said to Jan Chulis. At this point in the game, just shoot them. You know, we're down points. There's really no harm in just trying to get better at your shot in real game time.
Fourth foul on Wickard. With a 24-point lead, you know, it's one of those. Do they like to foul out, or are we ready to sub people out? I guess we'll see. First one for Ianchulis off the front of the rim. Patrick McClure ready to sub in if this free throw goes in. Going to take out the shooter. It's good. If he knew that, you wonder, would he still make it or would he miss it to stay out on the court? Nice second free throw. 48-25, 4:10 to go in the game. Bixby's got it on the right wing. Ryan will take it, tie with the key. Charlevoix still in their 2-3 zone. Good collapse, nice knock away in the middle. Ian Moran will get it, cross half court. Drive up the middle. Floater almost comes off the glass and in. Rebound to Jacobs. Out to the wing to Horgan, down to Ian Moran once again. Out to Jacobs. Thinks about a shot, gonna look to drive. Stop, kick it out to Isaac Bentz. Back up the top again, once again to Horgan, over to Moran. Bentz in the corner. Yeah, you got to feed him. You got McClure down there setting up shop. Feed that fella, let him go to work. Bixby on the drive, off the glass, in for another two. Talon Jacobs to Ian Moran. Probably might have gotten away with the travel. Turnover nonetheless, back to St. Francis. Coming out on the court is Lance Voss. Careful not to carry that. Over to the wing, over to Lewis Ryan. Fakes the shot, looking to drive. Kick it out to the elbow. Another kick out to Bixby. And a floater by him again. Rebound to Bixby as we're not putting a body on someone. Tipped away by Moran. He's got a steal in the lane. Nice shot fake. Ooh, off the glass. A little too strong. Rebound to Bentz. Out. I don't know if his foot's on the line or not, but nonetheless, it's no good. Rebound to St. Francis, headed the other way, over the top, trying to get it to Ryan. It is connected and in for two.
You know, one thing, Eric, has kind of noticed is I think the student section for Charlevoix is dressed kind of, you know, preppy, maybe a little bit of a jab towards their competition, the Gladiators. But Gladiators are going to be getting the last laugh tonight.
Yeah, it's like, let's see, 52-25. Yeah, absolutely. Good performance by St. Just relentless from St. Francis no matter what. They weren't going to stop. They're going to work on something to perfection, it seems, no matter what's going on with the game. Nothing wrong with that.
Known as you can see the student section there, dressed up a little bit like those Gladiators, and they're quiet as a church mouse as their team is down about 27 points.
That's a good take. Dump down low, and nice find for Blecky, not able to make it in though. Rebound to St. Francis. Across half court is Mikey Bauman. Down into the wing is Young, up the top to Hayes. Brendan Lutka, first time calling his name tonight. Ooh, almost got it in the paint too.
Entering the game for the Raiders, 11, Adrian Chulis.
1:43 left to go in the game. Inbound down to the corner. Mikey Bauman bring it up. Kicks it over to Lutka. And we're going to get a full timeout by Traverse City St. Francis. 1:36 left to go in the game. We're going to step aside for one more commercial break before we finish this evening out. You're watching high school basketball on Next Level Broadcasting. Stay right here. We'll be back in just a minute.
Hi, it's Kevin Klein from TVC Airport. We're proud to help keep you connected to high school sports in Northern Michigan, so you can stay in the game all season long with TVC, your Northern Michigan connection.
And we're back, Charlevoix High School. Traverse City St. Francis with a 52-25 lead over the Charlevoix Raiders. Jared, a minute 36 to go. St. Francis calls a timeout. Not sure what we're trying to do here, but if you're let's just go to the Charlevoix side. Minute 36 to go. Is there something that they could do, possibly work on? Or how do you finish out this minute 36 when you're down 27 points?
Well, they've got, I think, the whole sophomore lineup in right now, and you just got to build confidence with these young guys. As you mentioned, a lot of their great guys graduated this year, and big shoes to fill for these young men, and just getting them the more reps against a pretty decent St. Francis team that's looking to bounce back from a disappointing last season is just only going to benefit you.
Well, regardless of the score, you're still getting a nice glimpse of the future, too.
Absolutely.
Three-pointer is up, no good for St. Francis. Talon Jacobs with the rebound, 1:25 to go. He'll collect it, go up strong, no good. Ian Chulis with the rebound. The putback is a miss, but we'll put him to the line one more time and shoot a couple.
Yeah, and just right there, you still see Talon Jacobs running down this the court, full sprint trying to get that bucket, and then great job by Jan Chules getting that second effort and getting to the free throw line.
Back of the rim is no good on the first one.
Yeah, he's 2 for 4 from the free throw line tonight, but for a big man, all things considered, I think I've seen a little bit worse. See if he can get into that 60% mark tonight.
And he was looked like there's a lane violation going the other way.
Yeah, that's one thing you'd like to see him maybe work on is getting those free throws so he can get to the line and guarantee a little bit more points for his squad.
Pass it to the wing. Young's got it off the legs of Jacobs. A little scrum for it. Looked like possibly a kick ball. Yanchulis going to go after it, and we're going to get a jump ball. Alternate possession goes to the Raiders.
Entering the game for St. Francis, number 10, Will Sutton.
Yeah, effort's still there. They're still fighting till the bitter end, and I think as a coach, for Coach Troshak, you got to be really happy with that for these youth guys. Still fighting like it's a 2-point.
I haven't seen a Raider team mail anything in yet, so wouldn't expect it here. Talon Jacobs with the top of the key. Don't pick up your dribble unless you know exactly what you're going to do, because then you're susceptible to a turnover, double team, etc. Jacobs still with possession of the ball. He's got a lane. See if he can get someone to commit, possibly kick off. Ooh, we're going to get a reach in.
Yeah, Eric, more intention with the ball, I think, is something that the Raiders like to do. Is that you see that a lot where someone dribbling and then they pick it up and are like, okay, where am I throwing this ball? They don't know where the ball's going to go yet, and it makes it a lot difficult to find those passing lanes, gives the Glads time to get there, and then that's why you see, they've had many steals.
First one's good by Jacobs. As they're setting up and as they're running stuff, they've got to be aware, too. If they're standing there and dribbling and nothing's going on, there should be automatic reactions of, okay, there's got to be a screen somewhere. Either screen the baller or screen away from the ball or screen away from the pass. Second bucket or a free throw good by Jacobs. Should be some action going on, not just getting into a dribble contest and see if I can take someone to the hole. Down in the corner, nice steal by Blecky. Gets it up top to Jacobs. Left-handed scoop is good. 2 more for Talon Jacobs. So we finish out the last 15 seconds of this game. You think? So we get a foul by McNamara.
Eric, what is Talon Jacobs sitting at right now, point-wise?
Yeah, if my scoring is correct. He didn't score the whole first half.
Right.
So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 points for that young man.
And he had that 5-0 start in that third quarter, and it's good to see him. He's been really a second-half guy, I've noticed, in my 2 Charlevoix games.
Yep. St. Francis will dribble it out. We hear the buzzer, and that'll do it. After 4 periods of play, the score, Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators 52 and the Charlevoix Raiders 29. We're going to keep it right here for a minute and do a little quick post-game show before we sign off for the night. Kind of what we ended up expecting at the end of the night, especially, again, when we saw Carter Greenacre not dressed tonight. And that is a huge loss for what I would think would be a shorthanded Raider team to begin with.
Yeah, the Raiders definitely missing Greenacre. He's just that spark. I mean, when we were on their way here and you were telling me he had 33 points the other night, I was, very impressed. There's not many sophomores, as I've mentioned, that have that type of scoring ability, and it was definitely missed tonight with only not even reaching 30 points for the Raiders.
Yeah, and let's take it the other side for St. Francis. Just relentless all game long. They didn't let up till they're right probably in the last minute or so of the game. And just in your face, they've been putting in some conditioning because to be able to try to be as much in their shorts as possible at full court, you've got to be conditioned for that to be able to go 4 periods.
Yeah, and during that invitational last weekend, they played 2 teams that love to play with pace and are very physical. We watched Ovid Elsie, a team many might not be familiar. They're a little bit north of Lansing, and they made the drive up to Elk Rapids. And even though they didn't win any of those games in that tournament, they played with the most heart out of any team I've seen. I mean, it was truly impressive. They almost actually had a comeback in the fourth quarter against the Gladiators, and that second day, Gladiators ended up sneaking away with a win there. But I think they're trying to copy what they've seen. Full court pressure and just strong defense. Rush the offense, get those passing lanes, and you saw it forced a ton of turnovers, and a lot of those turnovers led to easy layups on the other end.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll quickly try to get a couple of things out of here before we sign off. In the third period at Gaylord St. Mary's, the Snowbirds with a slight 2-point lead. Looks like they're just getting underway there in the third period. So nice tight game there at Gaylord St. Mary's tonight. And for Traverse City St. Francis, up next for them is a home game with Cadillac. That'll be a nice test.
Oh, yeah, it sure should be. And remind me, who are the Raiders playing up next?
Yeah, and we're getting there as I switch screens here. After tonight, their next game, they're going to be way at Greenling. Greenling, one of those teams, you're not sure what you're going to see. Sometimes they're a pace team or a shoot team, and sometimes they can adjust and slow things down too. Be a good test for Charlevoix to see where they measure coming out of this one. So that'll do it here tonight at Charlevoix High School. We thank you so much for joining us on Next Level Broadcasting. For Jessica Elkhorn running the camera for us tonight, for my producer and partner, Jared Stamen, I am Eric Huffman. Again, we thank you so much. You're watching high school basketball on Next Level Broadcasting, simulcast on nextlevelbroadcasting.net. We will see you again soon. Have a great night.